Is a repeat broadcast of KIRO News at 11 from earlier this evening.
Now, Aaron Brown, Harry Wappler weather, Wayne Cody sports. This is Western Washington's local news leader, KIRO News at 11.
Good evening. In the aftermath of two deadly ferry fires in Europe, KIRO News has learned the Washington State Ferry system is boosting security. John Williams from KIRO News Radio 71 has been tracking the story tonight. John?
That's right, Brian. The State Ferry System Safety Officer, Mel Baird, says tonight a memo is being prepared for the entire fleet. It'll order increased car deck patrols on all vessels. Now, Baird says he and other state ferry officials are concerned about some type of copycat crime. The patrols will be on the lookout for possible arsonists or any other suspicious activity. Now, these are preventative measures aimed at heading off any possible trouble on state ferries. The memo is being written tonight, and it should be out, Brian, in the next couple of days.
In general, how well prepared is the ferry system for a fire?
Well, once again, Baird says that the system is very well prepared. He says that fires are fairly rare on state ferries. He says that the crews are trained weekly. Each watch is trained weekly with drills. And he also says that the ferries are well equipped for fires. These car decks have sprinklers, and he says that they're very well prepared for any sort of disaster, such as what happened to the Scandinavian Star.
That's right. Now they have those increased security patrols.
Yes.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
And in Europe, maybe it was a coincidence, maybe something worse. Two deadly fires aboard ferries in just 3 days. The latest happened on a car ferry in the Irish Sea. One crewman died in the fire, 32 others injured. The ferry carried 297 people. Arson is suspected. And it's suspected in this fire, too, a Swedish ferry Saturday. The ship was brought into port today, and police were finally able to reach the burned-out midship cabins. They found families who died together, bodies of parents lying over children in an apparent desperate attempt to save them. The death toll is estimated to be about 170. And although Washington ferry officials doubt that a similar fire could happen here, as we said, they're taking no chances. As John Williams just reported, the increased security should begin soon. 2 people were killed tonight when a commuter jet collided with a smaller plane in Alabama. The collision occurred shortly after the Atlanta Southeast Airlines jet took off from Gadsden Airport. 2 Civil Air Patrol pilots aboard the smaller plane were killed in the crash. The pilot of the commuter flight, carrying 4 passengers, was able to make it back safely to the airport. It is perhaps Seattle's most prized playground, but Green Lake has gotten a bit too green at times. And now the city is trying to do something about the algae that clouds the water and smells up the beach. Chris Lagares has more on that story tonight.
Seattleites run around it, fish in it, or simply feed the geese. Green Lake has become the city's most popular park. But the lake itself is in trouble. Algae clouds the water in summer and raises a stink as it decays on shore. Since the 60s, fresh drinking water has been pumped in to flush the lake, keep it cleaner. But city drinking water is getting more scarce. The Parks Department has been told it'll have to start paying for that water soon.
It's a meeting to answer your questions that you might have about the project.
So now the city is looking for another way to improve the water. Area residents being told the preferred plan is a pipeline from Webster Point on Lake Washington, south of the university, up Interstate 5 to Green Lake. It would pump 11 million gallons of fresh water into Green Lake at a cost of close to $11 million over 20 years, the state picking up part of the tab. But these residents seem more concerned about another option. The city is also thinking about spreading a chemical, alum, on the lake to cut algae growth.
What is the alum going to do to the fish and the birds?
I'm worried about the children and the long-term effects.
No one has ever come up with any evidence at all that alum has any detrimental effects to the health. As a matter of fact, we eat it. I mean, it's in most antacid tablets. It's applied to most drinking waters in the United States to clean the drinking waters. You'll find it everywhere.
These folks were told that a third option is to do nothing, but to continue using a shrinking supply of city water to dilute the lake and continue putting up with the algae nuisance. More public hearings are planned on Green Lake's algae problem, with Seattle City Council making a final decision on the lake's fate sometime in June. Chris Lagares, KIRO News.
One of the most important scientific space shuttle missions ever faces a delay tonight. The Discovery sits on its launch pad at Cape Canaveral, Florida. All systems go for launch tomorrow morning. but forecasters say low clouds are moving in and may force a delay. There's a 60% chance of a liftoff. What makes this mission so important is what Discovery will carry into orbit. Once in orbit, the shuttle crew will open the cargo bay doors and release the Hubble Space Telescope. The $1.5 billion telescope will provide astronomers with the best view yet of the universe, enabling them to unlock more secrets of the beginning of time.
That we're on the threshold of a new era in astronomy, and therefore a new era in humankind's understanding of its place in the universe. Hubble has no rivals.
You can be guaranteed there will be phenomenally interesting discoveries. You can also be guaranteed that no one is wise enough beforehand to tell you what the discoveries would be.
The launch is set for 5:47 tomorrow morning Pacific Daylight Time. CBS News plans to carry the launch live if the weather cooperates. Still ahead in this half hour of news, weather, and sports, hundreds of thousands of people march for independence in another Soviet republic. And opening day, the new Seattle Mariners come through. Wayne with tonight's story, and Harry Wappler with tonight's weather forecast.
Yeah, well, it's nice to have the Mariners. I don't want to give it away, but yes. I understand that
he said it at the beginning of the show.
Okay, they're in first place, and you get in first place by winning your first game.
That's right, winner.
Well, tonight we're in for a weather change. You won't see much tonight other than maybe just some cloudy skies. But you will see some rain here probably coming in tomorrow night. But to start with, let's look at the temperatures at SeaTac, where we have partly cloudy skies. Most areas are reporting cloudy to mostly cloudy. SeaTac has a few breaks. The temperature now 49 degrees, 71% relative humidity, and the wind is out of the north at 9 miles an hour. But note the barometer, it is still quite strong, 30.29, although it is falling a bit. The pollen count today remains high for trees, and the Mason Clinic tells us it's 94% birch tree pollen that you see out there, or you inhale through your nose, and mold spores have fallen to low. They were moderate last Friday, and they've declined to low. Here's our almanac with a high and low temperature today, and we managed to make our normal high +1, 57 and 40 the range today. A normal day would be 56 and